for those who celebrate it. That includes pet moms, because there's a lot there, you know. You take care of, you worry, you're concerned, you walk. It takes a lot of time and responsibility there too. Granted, it's not a human that you're raising, but you're still in care of the same way. You're just mom. Let's just, whatever. We've got wind up. We've got tissue. We've got attachment. And witch's hat. That's interesting. Writings on the wall about who was winding things up to a witch of some sort. If we had the voodoo doll out here, we would know exactly what the attachments were. Oh, it's a wrap. Someone could be of one of the countries that participate in mummifying people. I believe that was in yesterday's story. That's still on private. So someone has kind of connection or attachment to a witch's hat or a witch. I don't know if maybe they're just maybe really reliant or reliant, really. I guess reliant on maybe witchcraft. Maybe they don't think they can just do things on their own. Someone's wanting some kind of privacy in their moments of being wound up, or someone could be trying to wind up people in order to make them appear to be a witch. Maybe someone who is of faith, they're trying to wind them up so they could say, see, I told you they were a witch. Oh my goodness sakes. Then we've got hummingbird feeder. And attachment. Attachment to a bacteria or spreading bacteria. Hummingbirds, I just found out that they actually regulate heart space. There was a few things that it was found that hummingbirds do, and I just remember it being the heart space for sure, but they do definitely make the energy more positive. They're attracted to people. Recalibration of some sort. They're the only animal that is able to stand still at such a high rate of speed, considering that they move their wings around at such a high rate and still able to be still. That's pretty amazing. So it's almost like their wings have a different setup. Something is finished or completed, maybe the bacteria that we were talking about being spread around. In case you're new here, these are cards that I made. They're in different stages. Some are colored, some are researched, some just have a word on them, some are penciled. I mean, you get the gist. You've got bandage and finish here, so maybe the healing is done. Is the healing ever really done, though? Maybe the cover-up is done? The cover-up pertaining to a hummingbird or someone who identifies with hummingbirds is done. Plunge and finish. This finish completion, I'm going to have to put that in right there. Someone's going wholeheartedly into finishing a situation. Taking that plunge. I have that song, Make That Change. Copycat and You're Missing the Point. Maybe someone was trying to tell somebody that you're missing the point of what you're doing is not right. Someone's probably trying to explain the fact that maybe their witchcraft isn't. Maybe someone's missing the point in when they're trying to explain that to someone, that witchcraft probably isn't the best way to go. Maybe someone's trying to explain that you can't manipulate people to do what you want them to do. It's just not right. And they're probably missing the point. Well, I only do white magic. And they're like, well, white magic is still magic, right? We've got a smoke signal here being the overall energy. Someone is sending some kind of sign saying that they need some kind of help. It could also be a smoke cloud where, you know, if there is a fire or something that is coming to an end. I think it depends on whatever color the smoke is, which is what will entail or tell you what kind of fire it is. Split of the deck cards, we have a shark. So maybe someone needs help from a shark. You know, sharks like to kind of peruse and assess and surveillance the area while they come in for their target. It could be a man-eating shark. She's a man-eater. We've got the nomad, which is also the hobo back in the days. Maybe someone's in danger of being homeless. It's being uncovered. Down the drain. It's draining for sure. Maybe someone tried to make someone else homeless and it's being exposed on how they tried to drain this individual of whatever it was they were draining them from. And maybe the same person needs help. Exposing the drain. Maybe if it's a female who's a man-eater or male, because, you know, maybe it's being exposed that they're draining someone's resources and it's going to send them on the brink of homelessness. Or the man-eater is someone who just kind of moves around and exposes people or situations that are a drain. Or it's just going down the drain. Maybe the whole plan of having someone else be a nomad or a hobo or homeless is just seriously just the whole idea is going down the drain. We've got the copycat coming out again. Hierarchy. With the hierarchy, I have other cards that I pull out so we can see which is the hierarchy. Let's go to the end of the row and see if we get a number card out to see how many cards we need to pull to see how many hierarchies there are. This copycat could have wanted to be part of the hierarchy on some level. Let's see if it shows us. Facing your fears with love. Someone being a jerk. Dried out. The deep waves. It could have someone who has deep waves, or maybe they went deep into their own emotions. Orca, pulling something from the depths of the ocean. Something that was lost is now found. Someone could have tried to trash a laptop and it's returning back to the surface. And we've got candy. Someone could be trying to sugarcoat how deep this all goes. Maybe they're trying to make light of it, like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Well, yes, it is. I'm wanting to say that maybe this person had a dark entity attachment to them. If they're into some kind of being a jerk scenario. Or they were copying an earth angel. I'm not seeing any numbers, so I'm just going to pick the number 1 just because that's what I heard. Which one should it be? These don't want to come to part. Let's do this one. Earth Angel. So the copycat was trying to copy an Earth Angel. All right. We've got submarine. Again with the water. Again with the depths. This is definitely coming to surface, whatever it was. This is also my Pisces card with the 2 little fish there. We've got the raccoon, maybe some theft, some trickery here. We all know my story about the person in the submarine. He was a customer of mine, and he unfortunately passed away. Super sad because he was a nice, jovial kind of guy. Met his son and his daughter, and they were all celebrating for his voyage. We've got the purse. So someone tried to steal some kind of money, someone's belongings in this case, from a unicorn, someone who was quite unique and special, someone who appeared to be quite magical as far as just, they say the unicorn, biblically speaking, is in the book. Unicorn is referred to as a single-horned rhinoceros, and it's used interchangeably with rhinoceros and unicorn, which I thought was kind of interesting. In fairy tales, the unicorn is a horse, and we all know that the rhinoceros is pretty much endangered. There are some that are already not here anymore. And I believe they use their horns for medicinal purposes, because I know that the ones that they were biblically speaking about, they were using their horns for medicinal purposes. And if we can get any kind of education from that scenario, it's like, why do it to the point where you just don't have it anymore? That makes no sense, especially if it was something that was so useful. Unless, on the other hand, that's what was meant to be the outcome because someone didn't want for that to be the case. I mean, if we're going to look at both sides of things, sometimes things go extinct because there's certain powers that be that want them to be extinct because it fits their narrative better. 1%, folks. It just takes 1%. We've got a welcome visitor here. Maybe this unicorn is going to be having a welcome visitor show up, or maybe this welcome visitor is the unicorn. Regarding a stolen purse. We've got a lock here. Something's been locked. Something has been secured. Betrayal. The betrayal has ended. The destruction has ended. Candy can be destructive on your teeth if you don't take care of your teeth, right? And then the betrayal, it's been locked. Maybe someone has been incarcerated behind it. We've got a Baba black sheep here. Coming in underneath that submarine. Someone who was outcasted, looked as a troublemaker, the scapegoat, isolated. So the betrayal has been isolated. Maybe the visitor's coming in to let someone know that. Headphones. Someone's not trying to hear the noise. Or maybe they're just turning inward. Away from the evilness. Snow globe. Away from those memories. Souvenirs. Tornado. Someone's trying to forget the chaos, the memories of the chaos that was created. I don't even think it was this person's own chaos. So now they're detoxing from all of that. Being creative and doing some art, even if it's just scribbling on a piece of paper, can be very therapeutic. It really does help with the detox process of things. So if you can't get to a therapist because of finances, or you can't get to a therapist because you can't find one that matches your personality, keep that in mind. Not all therapists are meant for everyone. You have to find the one that matches your style, matches your, you know what I mean? It's kind of like reading a book. You can read the book and you're just like, this one is just not for me, and that's okay. But also check in with yourself for your reasoning of not wanting that therapist. Everyone has different styles. Some of them will seem like they're being hard on you, but maybe that's just the style some people need, as far as just cutting to the chase and being very blunt. Some of them are more of a social hour where you could just kind of discuss stuff. But if you want to get down to the root of things, you'll want that kind of therapist, or you'll want to make it well known to the therapist this is what you're looking for. You're in charge of your own detox. You're missing the point. Keeping the rules and the merit versus the graces giving freely by God. So this is the card. This is biblically found. And Galatians chapter 4 is the freedom of favor through rules and rituals, but stand firm in the gospel of being children of the Most High is where the favor actually lies. Leaving the ceremony behind and grabbing onto reality. So in that group, he was saying, yeah, you're holding on to all these traditions and you're trying to stick to what the traditions are and what we've always done over time, but you're missing the point as being children of the Most High. That gift there is the fact that just because you're children of the Most High is where the favor is. It's not in the rules. It's not in the ceremony. It's not in the rituals. You'll never find it there. The favor is in your connection, the consciousness, the awareness, the authenticity, the honor, the honesty, the truth. To love all. That's where the favor is. That's where wholeness comes from. That's where peace resides. Just saying. That's how you detox. We have a vehicle or an automobile. If you dream of someone else driving your car and you're a passenger in that car, it signifies the fact that you're not in control of your own life and decisions in your own body, that perhaps there's someone else who is guiding that. So you'll have to look at whoever the driver is. They say that you only dream about people that you have seen before. I don't know how entirely true that is, because I know I had a repeat dream on someone who was coming into my dreams, and I had never seen this individual before, but one time he was walking down the stairs like, why aren't you looking at me? Why don't you see me? And I'm like, oh my goodness. We've got an eggplant. An eggplant is a mystery in itself. People use eggplants to replace the protein, which maybe some people are using other vessels or other means to replace what is truly the way. And I'm just saying the Most High is truly the way. That's my opinion. That's what's worked for me. But people are using other means in order to get there, and it's not working for them, and they're wondering why. Like maybe they're stealing people's purses. And they're thinking that the financial part of it, they're remembering about all the fun that they had, perhaps, with stealing this purse, and they're having fun with maybe the money that was there, but they're realizing it's not bringing them peace. If anything, it's causing more havoc. And these memories are causing this natural disaster for them, and they're like, what in the world? How am I going to create a place of peace? Well, this is how. Eggplants are also a big surprise. I mean, it's also used for the emoji of, and that's usually a big surprise. Because you never know what you're going to get, right? But just saying, the eggplant is also, if you did not know, the eggplant is actually a fruit. I didn't know that. It's a berry. I did not know that. It's a fruit because it has seeds in it. So maybe someone needs to have just a little size of a mustard seed in faith. And it's a berry because it comes from the ovaries of the flower, is how it's birthed. Just like a strawberry. We've got mushrooms. Very rampant here. Multiply. Big surprises are multiplying, 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 multiplying. And I'm going to, every time, there's different variations of mushrooms. Some are good, some are bad, some are not the greatest. Some are on a different level. And that goes the same with our little eggplant friends here, if it has to do with the male symbol. There's movement here. And it's multiplying. The knight chess piece. Perhaps people of being of honor is something that is actually multiplying and fruitful. Maybe they're standing up for something. Maybe they're coming out of the tornado. Maybe things are settling and the air is clearing because we had the smoke signal. Excuse me. And the knights are actually being the knights and the protectors that they're meant to be. Strength, independent, freedom, power, movement. Connected to Mars, which is the war planet, nobility, loyalty, and spiritual journey. Strong emotions, which is interesting that it's underneath a tornado, and then the tornado is sandwiched between two horses with the jerk on top. Someone was trying to dry out the unicorn, trying to use their emotions against them. We've got let it go, folks. Just let it go. That's the details. This is also the Star of Bethlehem. I learned that online. So someone could be from that area. It's right here, catty corner to You're Missing the Point. There's the details that are at the bottom of the footnotes, right? Asymmetrical, something is just not balanced. Are there two cards in there? Wow, there's two cards in there, the voodoo. How did that get in there? Like, how does that even happen? I don't know how that even happened, folks. That's bizarre. So what do? We've got this unbalanced, I guess it just comes out that way. We've got there was an imbalance because of voodoo that was being done. I mean, it's like a cheat code, right? It's like you're not even playing on the same field. Maybe that's the details. Maybe that's what they were talking about to somebody as far as the voodoo is concerned. It's like it's just not balanced. You're not playing on the same equal footing here. Is that the point that they were missing? We've got a rolling stone. Perhaps the voodoo just rolled completely out of control. We've got a side smile. Someone's flirting with that idea of emptiness. Maybe they're partially agreeing with the fact that maybe that was an empty pathway to take, that it brought them nothing. We've got empty right underneath the drain. It was just a lure. They were trying to lure an earth angel or the stability. And then we've got, that's the Virgo card. Do we have any other signs on the table? We have Pisces and Virgo. And then the Earth Angel and the Earth Angel. What were they trying to... They wanted someone to go back to their sassy ways, pack rat ways. Maybe they wanted someone to seem like all they did was shop, 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 and so they shouldn't have this money. So they stole the money in order to keep it for themselves, and that was going to be using their way of explaining why they did it. But they're missing the point. You can't just take someone's money that belongs to them. It's not your business what someone else does with the money that they have. Because, you know, doing voodoo on somebody, that is just so ethically sound, right? But have no fear, because luck is here. They wanted to cut her luck, or his luck, and wind him up. Wind up their loaf of bread. I could just keep going on and on with those cards, and I'm going to put them down because we all know how I get. Mind over matter. Someone didn't mind. Sweet betrayal. You're missing the point. It's uneven. It's not fair to do voodoo on someone, especially an earth angel. It's not going to work out in your favor. Sharpening their luck. Got the number 9, an ending of a cycle. Someone doesn't have any support. Quirky. It's not an odd situation, I guess. Not committing. It's a Sagittarius. No blessings for the Sagittarius. They're not going to try again. Leo and their South Node. The Leo in their South Node is going to have to deal with a jury for something not similar. Something was not causing inspiration. This person was trying to be reserved about it, trying to stay hidden or unknown. They didn't know that this person, this earth angel, had a spiritual connection. B coming out again, first, middle, or last initial. Reversed. C coming out again, first, middle, or last initial. Cancer in their South Node could have the initial of C. It's no longer entertaining. They're learning that. Maybe they were doing it at first because they thought it was funny. Look at all of the blue and the orange cards. We've got manifest upside down, almost coming out with an S, almost coming out. And these people are standing out. First, middle, or last initial of the S, stand out and not manifesting. They're not manifesting the fact that they want to stand out. Maybe they were wanting someone else to stand out. They didn't want someone else to stand out. Someone's no longer inspired. They're not of the same mindset as anyone else. We've got a golden dragon here. Maybe someone had a golden dragon protecting them. This is target, a standout target. Maybe it's obvious what they were targeting, and it is over the money, the purse here. So someone was definitely targeting someone's purse. We've got the falconry upside down. No longer are they using the birds, I guess. The falconry was training of the falcons in war to go and see where they're at, come back with the information, maybe could have dropped off some kind of stuff in order to make the other people on the other team sick. I mean, no one's going to suspect a bird, right? Also goes back to where I used to work. The girl with her tapping on the glass and the crow. No judgment. Golden dragon. Living your life like you're golden, just magical, protector. I mean, a golden dragon. Oh, could that be from that continent? Maybe the Asian continent? Could have something to do with that. And then the falcons. What continent is the, I guess that's part of Asia too, with the falcons and the like Egyptian. Maybe the Egyptian bowed out of the whole situation. They're no longer a part of this. Interesting. Well, if something's out of control, you better just kind of cut your losses and stop missing the point of things. And hopefully when I do this read with Google later, it's not going to keep telling me about a transformation, because there's a lot more information here than just transformation, if you ask me. So we'll see how it goes. With that being said, folks, thanks for being here again. Oops, let me show you the date and the time. Just for future reference, in case you come across the video, you know when it happened. This is a timeless message. It's 424. It's meant to apply for whenever you come across it, because energy is way more important than the time limitations that it constructs. I don't know why I'm kind of zoning out right now. 424 with the balance, which adds up to a 10, which is the end of one cycle, the beginning of another. Complete balance here with the 6 and the 2-4 being a 6. Complete balance. Balance is returning, and that's important. With that being said, make it a great day.